I think this is one of the most wonderful things that's ever happened to eastern Kentucky is the elk. I saw them in Knoxville Zoo, but I've never had the opportunity to go west, and now west has come east, so I'm really excited about this.
What do you think this will mean as far as, you think it's going to bring people to Kentucky, hunters and things like that?
Oh yes, I think the potential for income, people travel west to hunt elk, and when they're out here, it would be a lot more convenient. And tourism, I think it's going to help the tourists because we've got elk in Kentucky now, and that just don't sound, I mean, that don't seem right. It's wonderful.
In case I'm not editing, your name's Tracy?
Creech.
That's C-R-E-E-C-H, right? Okay, Tracy. All right, let me get you, young man.
Okay. Let's see.
Let me, in case I'm not editing, I need to get your name.
Al Witt.
W-I-T-T?
Right.
Al, why are you here today?
I just wanted to see them all turn loose because they said they hadn't been turned loose here in 150 years. And I used to be a truck driver, and I used to drive through Wyoming. You can see them out there in them fields, 150, 200 of them in the herd. I'd love to see it right here because instead of people spending $2,000 or $3,000 to go out there and hunt, they'll spend it here.
Are they, for the people who've never seen an elk, what are they going to see? Beautiful animals?
Oh, Lord, yeah. I love to look at them a lot better than I do a deer.
Have you ever eat an elk? Ever eat elk?
Yeah, one time.
Yeah.
John Boyer's president of Shamrock Coal Company, he was out in Wyoming 3 or 4 weeks ago. He killed one back and we barbecued him over on the job.
What do they taste like?
Hey, they're terrific. Yeah, they're good. They're super good.
Foundation?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm the Southeast Regional Director.
Are you kind of responsible for bringing these people in?
Well, only partially. This was a real team effort. A lot of people have worked long and hard to make this thing happen.
Tell me, did you help transport or anything like that? Or did you help transport them or anything?
Oh, not personally,
okay,
no.
okay.
No. That was taken care of by Kentucky Division of Wildlife.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about, for those people in Kentucky who don't know about elk, what can they expect? What can they expect to see?
Well, I think they can expect to see a magnificent animal. There is something really exciting about seeing elk in the wild, and once you see that, once you hear a big bull elk bugle, you never forget that sight and that sound. It is really terrific. And I think the amount of folks we got coming out here today kind of shows that there's a great deal of interest in elk in Kentucky.
Something like this not only helps the wildlife, but from an economic standpoint, I'm sure you've seen it in many states, this could bring people into the area.
Yeah, in the state of Pennsylvania, there is a small elk herd, and there has been a whole microeconomy that has sprung up around elk viewing and elk watching. And as a matter of fact, we've had to help donate some money to Pennsylvania Game and Fish to provide parking areas and overlooks for folks to be able to come and see elk. They come with their cameras and their video cameras, and they're there all year long trying to find elk and viewing elk and listening to the elk bugles, especially in the fall. So it's been a great thing that's happened over there. We expect the same thing to happen here. It's an ecotourism microeconomy around elk is what we're looking for.
Right, thank you very much. And tell me a little bit about what you think this will mean for Kentucky as far as bringing people into the state.
You know, where they have released elk in other areas, elk watching becomes a big tourism event and draws, well, they're estimating like 35,000 tourism visits a year just to do elk watching and elk viewing. And they also say that all of those visitors that come to see the elk will spend around $14 a day while they're in the region. So elk watching can be a big boost to our economy in eastern Kentucky.
For you, personally, have you ever seen an elk?
You know, Tony, I have never seen an elk, so I'm really looking forward to this. I've been where they said elk were, but I have yet to see them, so I'm really excited today.
Let's talk a little bit off the track just a little bit. 1997 was a good year for the tourism department. It appeared to be a good year. What are you looking forward to, or I'll ask you the question, how good was 1997?
Actually, our tourism numbers have not been doing real well. Kentucky's in kind of a holding position. We're not slipping too much, but we're not making ground either. So we need new attractions in this state, new development, things like this program, a brand new program that is going to bring new people into our state. And maybe old visitors haven't been here a while, and they'll come and see some new things. So that's what we're looking at.
You're making some renovations in some state parks. You think that may be also a big help that people will suddenly be able to come in and see an area that refurbished and some new attractions for them?
We have just about completed our $100 million parks renovation program, and I'm sure that is going to bring people back into the state. Maybe haven't been here for a while. The renovated lodges are just beautiful, and certainly a pleasure for visitors to come and stay for a while.
That's right. All right, Doug, what does this mean for you today? This has been a long process.
It really has, Tony. It's a very exciting day for me. We've worked really hard on this project. I'm really apprehensive right now. I'm nervous as I can be. I just want everything to go well. But we've got a good crowd of people, and we're going to give them an early Christmas present, and we're going to give them some elk, and they're going to be the people's, and we'll see what happens. I hope that the people take them and cherish them, and I hope that they flourish and they do real well. I think they will.
First time in Kentucky in 150 years, is that right?
150 years. It's been 150 years since an elk roamed the mountains of Kentucky, and we're bringing back our heritage today.
You mentioned you're giving it to the people. This is something that it's going to be up to them whether they remain here in Kentucky.
You know, we've got the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, we've got Kentucky Fish and Wildlife, Cypress AMAX, all these QK, all the partners that we can have, and we've got the governor here that's going to turn them loose today, and we can do all that, but if the people don't accept the elk, it won't.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Carl Campbell. I'm the Commissioner of Surface Mining, and probably the only way you're going to be able to tell this is a surface mining would probably be looking behind you at some of those mountain areas over there. We're really proud of working with Cypress AMAX Mineral and on the job well done, and we appreciate having the opportunity to have all these. From the 9th District, Commissioner member is Dave Godby. From the 7th District, Commission member Doug Hensley, who's from here from Hazard. From the 8th District, Commission member Roland Burns. Sixth District, Frank Brown. 4th in Kentucky, with a tremendous resource that just literally everyone can enjoy. And that was dovetailed again by what I think were some magnanimous efforts from Cypress AMAX in terms of sharing their corporate spirit for natural resources with the public and the people here in Kentucky. And without the University of Kentucky monitoring these critters over the next few years, again, we wouldn't know how to sustain that herd and how to really manage it. And last... Thank you, Carl. On behalf of Cypress AMAX, we're very glad to be here with you today. For those of you that know John Tate and Doug Hensley, you can't imagine the hand-wringing that's gone on for the last 3 days to create this day for us, so you have to admit they've done a pretty nice job. Population growth all over the globe is continuing at an unprecedented rate. Some estimates are as high as 250,000 people per day. Now, roughly, this is the population of eastern Kentucky. The point here is that no longer can we have single-use lands. Lands like we are gathered on today are testimony that if we plan well, use the latest technology, work openly with people and organizations who have divergent views, very good things can happen. As some of you know, there are several young men and women who have done research here as undergraduates and now are continuing that research as PhDs. This mine and these lands have evolved quickly over the last 20 years, and I would ask that we continue our joint efforts here to maximize the development potential for the Cypress AMAX University of Kentucky Wildlife Management Area. You know the possibilities are unlimited. Thank you. This is the print we were talking about the elk. It's going to bring back our history, and we're glad that you're here to celebrate this with us, Governor. We appreciate The governor's our #1 sportsman. We have another presentation from the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. A jacket that says Governor Paul Patton. I'd like to present to you at this time Honorable Governor Paul Patton. Thank you, Doug, and thank all of you. Thank you. Yeah, I never thought that I'd ever see a crowd like this assembled out here in the top of this strip mine, and you know, I've observed that most of them are down there and they're looking that way. I don't think they came out here to see or hear a politician. So we're going to try to make this brief. And one thing about being last on the program is that probably everything that could be said has already been said, but there are some things that perhaps need to be said twice. And I want to echo the comments of previous speakers that talk about the significance of this program to the future of Eastern Kentucky, for us to be able to enjoy our native land and as a potential to allow other people to enjoy it. And all of the people that have been mentioned need to be acknowledged for their participation. I have to compliment Cypress AMAX for being such a responsible and contributing corporate citizen. Not only do they provide employment in high-quality jobs for the people of this region and support the revenue base of this state through significant taxation, they also obviously care about our land and what they have done, and their history of proper reclamation and proper mining is really to be admired and to be congratulated, and their commitment to converting this land to post-mining profitable uses through wildlife and through development is laudable, and I commit to continue to work with them and local officials like Sherman Neese and Judge Warwicks and the other leaders around here to promote the use of this land in a positive way for the benefit of all of the state and for all of the people of this region. I want to compliment the Rocky Mountain Elk Association. We appreciate so much your work toward restoring this animal and the assistance that you've given us in making this project come to a realization. We really appreciate your help, and it's good to have citizens from all over America joining together to restore one of our native species. In conclusion, I want to acknowledge the presence of a couple of our legislators that I see, Tom Pope and Scott Alexander, and there may be others in the audience that I hope, have I missed anybody else? But our state legislators are very important in giving us the laws that we want to live by, and I want to join these legislators, and I want to ask all of you all to commit to protect these animals that are our animals. They belong to no individual. They belong to 3.8 million Kentuckians. And what we see is the development over time of a tremendous resource that will be used in many ways, and hopefully, for those of us that like the sport of hunting, hopefully this resource will develop to the point of where hunting would be the appropriate population control measure, but we're not there yet. And every animal that we lose means that we have lost well over 100 animals 10 years from now. And so I'm going to call upon the legislature to make sure, Mr. Bennett, that we have adequate laws to protect this resource and to make a clear and sound message to every citizen of this Commonwealth or those that may come in that we will not tolerate the improper and illegal harvesting of these animals until such time as it is appropriate, and we will do whatever that it takes to ensure that all people respect these animals that belong to all of us. So let us all commit ourselves today to protect our animals in every way that we possibly can. With that, I think we came here to see these animals running loose and free. I'm anxious, as are all of these people,
So thank you for being here to show.
I'm not the building. Yeah, all that flashing. I didn't know that it did it look over there. I believe that they don't. Sure have. Down here. Nobody gets hurt.
Hey, maybe there used to be a spare hay and a few hay over there.
Uh-oh, they're not there for that. Maybe they just get there. They're unleashed them. Must have had them chained down or something.
I used to do horses. The best way to move animals was blue. Well, you don't need to flash, do you?
The bit of that flash is going to scare them out.
I'm supposed to put these in the newspaper. How's that work? I got a lot of pictures of people. I wanted to pet one.
I did too, but boy, that's when they come out. I can't wait to come out.
They're proud of it, I guess. I don't know.
Come back up here, they come out.
There is power.
There's two of them.
If you start to get scared and run out from it.
They're probably going to open it all at once. They probably got side doors on it, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they got other
What they go that way?
Come on around.
I see some characters standing up on the road.
The little one.
Here, you want to look with the binoculars?
All right, go for hey.
Down the pool.
Okay. Tom, for the people in eastern Kentucky, how long do you think it will take before the population is enough that we'll actually see some hunting?
Well, we think we'll see some limited hunting in the third year. It will be a very limited draw, and it'll be a random draw like all of our other quota hunts. But we project if the population is stable based on 3 years of stocking, we could see a 4 to 6 animal hunt in the third year, second or third year, depending on how the population goes and what the mortality factors are in these first 2 years.
This has to take some money, doesn't it? And I know you've got some help from the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, so this has been a kind of expensive project too.
Well, it's a project we could not have undertaken without the $900,000 commitment from the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. That will pay for the first 3 years of the program, and after that we hope that the sale of permits will actually pay for the program.
Were you pleased today?
So far I'm very pleased. If we could get that one stubborn bull out of the trailer, we'd be hitting 100% today, but so far all the elk that have hit the ground in Kentucky are off and running.
Great. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much. Thank you.